Good evening.
Did I tell you my parents don't listen to the show anymore?
I think you did mention it.
Since we started role-playing on the air.
Not fans?
Yeah, they're not fans. They are no longer fans.
Well, that's a surprise.
They said we don't understand it. I don't know. Actually, I think what they do is every week they tune in and then they turn it off. Just to make sure.
So do you want to give them a shout out?
Just to make sure they're disappointed in us.
Should give them a shout out. They're still listening. This is the first 2 minutes of the show.
Hello, mother and father.
Is that background music really loud?
It's fine. It's just fine.
Hello and welcome to Time Spent Listening right here on WRFI Community Radio.
Do you know what the weather's supposed to be like?
It's supposed to be warm but rainy. And it's going to be a nice weekend, lots of holidays. Cinco de Mayo coming up.
Okay, let's get to it, guys. This is Time Spent Listening, and we're playing Dungeons & Dragons on the air.
That's right, and since last week's show, John and I, on last week's show, John revealed that he had purchased some gaming dice for himself and myself. And this past week, we both spent many hours obtaining our own dice bags.
Velvet dice bags. Like hers is like crocheted.
I made this myself.
It's very nice.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
we're joined by Chris and Andy. Chris is our dungeon master.
What is in my bag?
Oh, what is this?
Oh, my wife gave me this bag. Oh, you know what these are?
Oh, let me guess.
The inside my dice bag are these little seed balls.
I don't know what this is.
They're black. They're
Wow.
from something in Texas.
Oh.
We were in Texas, and we thought we could make a rattle out of them.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. So,
It's
where
morning.
were we?
Is it morning?
Well, you were bedding down for the night.
Right, we were
out
sleeping
near the
outside.
falls.
Save a few bucks, and I was having my snake is acting as a lookout. My familiar.
Okay, so your snake is standing guard for the evening.
Well, I instructed him to wake me if there's any kind of disturbance.
Okay, so I won't necessarily do this every time, but sort of describe bedding down. So
In detail.
each of you has a bedroll. It's sort of not as cool as you would think. It's not like a modern bedroll. It's sort of a cloth sack stuffed with straw and maybe some feathers.
Okay.
Is it a sweet bread or a salty pretzel type bread roll?
Okay.
Yeah. No. No, it's not.
This is a surprisingly long walk for that joke. Like we were like, what is happening? Okay.
So, your snake stands guard for the evening, sort of. So, John, you have an interesting night. You have nightmares. You have sort of vague nightmares all night of looming, threatening chestnut trees.
Is this personal now?
No,
Okay.
this is a side effect. You remember how you failed a saving
Oh, I
throw
see, right.
last week?
I was poisoned,
Yeah, I mean,
sort of.
the chestnut trees stick you with their seed and then try to get you to move away from all current chestnut trees so that the seed puts down in fresh soil away from other chestnut trees to compete with.
Oh, I see.
So you currently have a very light phobia of chestnut trees. It's not actually enough to affect gameplay at all.
Okay.
It's just taken into account in role-playing. Your character might not even fully notice that he gives chestnuts a slightly wider berth than he might have given them before. But you do have some recollection of these dreams of, like, looming trees.
Okay.
So, no, it's not personal, but I do find it very funny.
Okay.
So, all of you give me a listen check at a... well, the difficulty is going to be...
This is a D20.
Okay, this is a D20, so, John, you have alertness.
Yeah, and I have
because of
+2
your
on my
thing.
listen.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to, on top of everything else, on top of your other bonuses to that, I'm going to just make it a 15 difficulty for you. It's a 20 difficulty for everyone else.
I rolled a 15 and I got a +2 on listen, so...
Well, and if you have any...
17.
Do you have any bonus on listen?
Unfortunately not.
Do
I
you have
rolled.
a penalty on listen?
Unfortunately not.
I rolled a 13. No bonuses or penalties.
Okay.
So we made it.
No, just you.
Oh, I
have to
thought...
roll
Oh,
over
they had to
in
do a
this
20.
case.
I'm sorry, so only I got it. Okay.
Yep. So, something is rifling through your equipment.
I'm gonna... Should I crack an eyelid, or should I raise the alarm immediately? Don't answer, you're asleep. Yeah, can I see who's doing it? Or is it dark? Is this campfire noise accurate, or are we sleeping in pitch darkness?
This is actually something that's worth noting.
I should
You
send my
as an
snake
elf
over to bite him.
can, by starlight,
Oh, right.
see relatively well. They have even better dark vision. They can
Right.
basically see in pitch darkness.
Right.
But being outdoors at night, I'm going to say that you can see fairly well.
What is it?
It looks like a giant squirrel.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Listen.
It looks like a squirrel that if it were to stand more or less upright like squirrels sometimes do, it might stand 18 inches to 2 feet tall.
I don't want to just scare this thing off. I want to kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be good food. It's like a 2 to 3 times.
I could
regular
instruct
squirrel.
my snake mentally to try to slither over and bite it. My snake is venomous, right? I kn-
Nominally, yeah.
I should have found that out about my snake before. Should I maybe surreptitiously? Who am I sleeping
You know,
next to?
Careful, John. You've only got 3 hit points.
I know
so
what's going on.
This giant rodent could.
You should have left the
decimate you.
room. You don't even know what's happening right now.
Give me a spot
Who am I
check,
sleeping?
John.
Is that a 20?
Yep.
I rolled a 19
Oh.
Plus your spot bonuses.
+2.
Okay, and another +2 because you have alertness through your
Through my snake.
snake.
My snake.
So you're well past 20. So there are in nearby trees large things that you can't quite make them out clearly right now, but they look like they're probably more of these giant squirrels.
How many can I see?
4 right near you. Well, not right near you. Within maybe
squirrels.
100 feet, 150 feet, you can spot 4 of them moving through the trees.
Well, Mrs. Summerbreeze didn't raise any... Well, you know what? Actually, yeah, maybe I should just raise the alarm. But I don't want him to get... Whose stuff is this thing going through, first of all?
So I guess the question is, what stuff did you guys just bring all of your camping gear and all of your stuff? Well, yeah, you
I remember
didn't have
putting
a room.
all of it in a safety deposit box.
Oh,
No. Yeah, we
Interesting
have all of our
memory.
stuff, right?
Mine's
Yeah.
in my backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got it in our.
We've got all our stuff.
The mule's got some.
well, you left your mule in the.
Yeah, no, the mule's not here.
So, but I imagine some of the stuff is in the mule's saddlebags. Like, we're not just walking around town.
oh,
with all
like our 10-foot pole and our sledgehammer and
Right.
stuff.
You guys didn't bother with your tents, from what you were telling me.
Anything
before.
that was conjointly owned would be with the mule. Like all that stuff.
And the 20-pound tents you probably left with the mule.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
even...
said you were sleeping under the stars,
Right.
so I assumed.
I forgot we even had tents, to be
the
honest
mule,
with you.
Yeah, the mule. That's what the
We
mule-
didn't need the tents last night.
So, what it is going through is, unless you're mistaken, you think it's going through the food that you guys have stored up.
Oh, okay.
Each of you has some
All right.
extra rations.
I'm just gonna give a holler. So I'd rather just scare it off than have to fight 5 of these things anyway. So I'm gonna try to wake up Crag and Turla.
Okay, each of you give me a listen check. You need to beat 5.
Roll to 12.
5.
Okay, and no penalties on your listen check?
No penalties.
Okay, you are both awakened by a yelling elf.
Mm-hmm. And
What?
simultaneously, are we in combat now, or what should I...
You're not in combat yet.
Oops, I forgot to put the campfire on repeat. Rookie mistake.
Well, the campfire's probably out by this point. I mean,
Well,
it's a warm summer evening, and you don't have to worry about illumination. In fact, the campfire sort of ruins your night vision.
Yeah, well,
So you probably let it go out when you went to bed.
yeah, but it's still
There's-
making a
there's
lot of
There's
noise.
a
But still
4-alarm
make it-
fire.
Yeah, well,
burning
yeah.
down the road.
It's the woods. They're-
Somebody has
they're
like
ablaze.
cellophane in their pocket, and they're just...
No.
Anyway.
So,
Why'd you wake me up?
So what is that? Yeah, no, well...
so we're not really in combat yet. Until someone takes an aggressive action,
What's the
I'm
squirrel
not
doing?
going to...
I'm going to cast some sort of... Oh, those guys can see in the dark better than I can.
Actually,
don't
no.
need-
They can't see in the dark better than you can.
The same? You just said they could see better than me.
In pitch darkness.
Oh, I thought you meant the squirrels.
No, the dwarves.
Oh, the dwarves. Yeah, they can see better than you. They're
yeah,
fine.
so we don't need... I don't need to... they don't need light or anything.
No.
Like dancing lights. I could try to daze this thing.
You could.
It's an animal, most likely. So,
I would assume that it's an animal, yeah.
yeah, I don't... So, now that you guys are
So,
awake, I
I'd-
feel like I
I'd-
consult you.
Well,
Do you think we should try to kill it or scare it off?
It's eating
If
our
you-
food.
John, if you really want to, I'll let you make an intelligence check to see if you know whether squirrels are animals.
Sure. All right. You know what?
Hey, is that
It's a mimic.
Turla? Is that thing going through our food?
Yeah, the thing's
What?
going through your food.
What?
Get away!
Get away! I'd
Take a swing
I'd
at
like
it.
to take one of my darts and I'd
Pull out my axe.
throw it at the squirrel.
Okay, this is when combat starts. Now I'm going to do the quick and easy version of initiative. Who has the largest initiative bonus for your party?
I have +1.
I have a +1 as well.
I have a +5.
Nice. What's
Okay,
the
I'm
deal?
going to let you roll for the party.
Okay.
I will roll for the squirrels.
Also, I mean, I was awake and aware of this
Wait,
thing before.
actually, is that good?
No.
You rolled a 2?
I did. Sorry.
They rolled a 16 plus 3. So basically,
Squirrel goes first.
we're going to just go counterclockwise with squirrels, Turla, and then the rest of you.
That's all right. I'd rather see what's going on. I want to see what they do anyway.
Mr. 3 hit points.
I guess we're still waking
So
up.
you guys are yelling and readying your weapons, and the squirrel can see this. The squirrel, basically, it chitters angrily and with great... You know how squirrels chitter with this sort of high-pitched, pleasant chittering? Imagine if you dropped that like 2 octaves
Okay.
and put it through a big subwoofer.
Okay.
Chitter.
Dear.
It's an intimidating and large animal
So, but
that
you
is
said
basically bearing...
when it stood up on its legs, it was 2 feet tall.
about that, yeah.
Does that include the tail?
No, I was not counting the tail
Okay,
on
so
its
that's-
height.
I wouldn't even want to fight a normal-sized squirrel.
No, I mean a normal-sized squirrel is probably what, 8 to 12 inches. The body, if you don't count the tail.
8 to 12 inches. No.
That's a squirrel. It's like a big rat.
Yeah, but they're not a foot long.
How long are they?
Without the tail?
Without the tail? What do you think?
They're
Wes?
That's probably about right,
They're like
actually.
8 inches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 8 to 12 inches.
But I
Is it
object
if
to your
it's stretched-
212.
It's
Anyway,
stretched, that's stretched.
you don't stretch animals out when you're like, I'm measuring this thing. I'm going to stretch. Anyway.
And also, I was
continue.
talking its height when it
Right.
sort of standing on
height.
its haunches.
Oh, okay. Standing on, I thought you
Sort
meant
of
when
sitting back on its haunches.
So you're not saying
Full
a sofa.
extension,
We're
probably
talking about
a yard.
We're
Okay.
talking about probably 4 times larger than your average squirrel.
Okay.
3 to 4.
Yeah, I mean, they're ferocious vermin.
They're not. The ones up in the trees are not moving really subtly through the trees. These are like koalas moving through the trees. They're
Okay.
big creatures.
Gotcha.
So,
And they're engaging with it. They're closing on us.
no, they're just watching. But,
Oh.
they haven't really... Since you guys yelled, they're not really moving. They're all just sort of looking in your direction.
Right.
And
Let's kill one of these things.
the one by the food is just sort of taking sort of a defensive, baring its huge, sharp chisel teeth, aggressive position
Right.
by your stuff.
Who's closest to it?
So, what is Turla doing?
I am drawing my axe.
Okay. You're getting up, drawing your axe, readying yourself for a charge.
Although I have to say, in all honesty, probably not sleeping in my armor.
Okay.
Don't know if we would have time to put our armor on, but
Yeah.
It takes about 5 minutes. Well, what kind of armor are
probably
you
not.
wearing?
Studded leather.
Oh, actually, that would only take you about a minute, I'd say.
Okay, I'll pull on my armor quick.
I'm
then.
not sure what
What?
the rule book specifically says, but,
They would have been right next to me. I would have taken it off before bed.
you don't really have time before they're engaging in things.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. I'll just fight in my clothes.
So, John, what are you doing?
I might move out of. Well, if she's gonna spend a whole minute getting her.
No, she decided not to.
Okay.
She's just getting...
I have
Up
a.
and getting
I
ready
might
to
use my
attack.
short bow.
Okay, that's going to take you a little bit of time to ready the short bow and... Because, you need to get your bow, get your arrows.
I thought all this would kind of get rolled into the whole initiative thing, like who's got their crap together. But I understand.
Well, each round of combat takes about 6 seconds.
Okay.
So the thing is that it's going to take you more than 6 seconds just to get your stuff together. I'm going to just let you do it in 6 seconds, assuming that you started it beforehand.
Right.
But the squirrel definitely is going to get to act while you're doing that sort of thing.
Right. Well, I don't. Again, who's closest to the thing?
And how far away is it approximately?
Let's see who's closest to the thing. Turla is closest to the thing.
If I have any extra, time, I would be moving away from it.
Okay.
Sounds sensible.
You know what I mean?
So I don't see on here how much damage
you should
does
back up and draw
would
your
my
bow while
longs-
you're backing up.
longsword do as compared to
Oh,
this?
crud. Okay,
I'm trying to
let me
decide.
double check that.
And-
but
and
I
how about
believe
how-
it's a D8.
And about how far away is this thing?
How far away is it? From you... about 12 feet.
Okay. So as I said before, I take out a dart and I throw it at the thing if I have time. I mean, a dart, I imagine, is pretty...
I'm
Easy
going to let
already.
you just do that this round.
I didn't know you had darts.
Yeah, stocked up. I have 50 darts. No, 25 darts.
Well, I
think
think
I-
the squirrel is still going first, though.
How many darts did you throw?
How many can I throw in 6 seconds? I mean, if I'm on my... Depends on my dart ability. I don't see what my dart ability is.
This round, I'm specifically going to just let you throw one.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it?
So, one other thing to quick check. So, just a second. I try to keep this to a minimum because looking things up in the rulebook is bad radio. But
I disagree.
the longsword does 1d8 damage, and it does a critical on a 19 or a 20. And when it does a critical hit, it does double damage.
Someone have a pencil? I just have a pen.
This is a fancy pencil.
Yes, it is.
We're sponsored today by the Bic Velocity pencil. Yeah, this really looks like a pen to me.
I've handed that to people so often, had them think it was a pen.
All right.
I guess you've learned to live with it. All right, so
And
you're
you said it was
Struggle
like
through
X,
somehow.
X2 if it was critical.
Yep, double damage if it's critical.
Boom. And the range is probably like 3 feet.
what for dart?
No, for a sword.
Oh, a sword.
You don't have to worry about range for the
So
sword.
now you're
It's
attacking with your
melee.
sword?
No. It wasn't
Oh,
on my
right,
sheet,
right.
so I wanted
Sure.
to figure it out.
Just
All
in
right.
case it gets close.
Yeah, I'm gonna 12 feet away. I'm not gonna throw a dart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the dart increment range is 20 feet. So
Feet, yeah.
past 20 feet, every 20 feet gets you a -1 to hit.
Okay. So it'll do the same
It's
damage.
surprising. I mean, that means
Yeah.
like 100 feet. You can still hit something 100 feet away.
I believe that
Hypothetically.
I believe for thrown weapons, the maximum number of range increments is 4.
4. Okay.
So you could hit something at 80 feet
80
if you
feet.
got really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, to hit the squirrel,
So the squirrel's just standing defensively. That's what it did.
it is standing defensively. I'm going to give it like a... I'll say, I don't remember what exactly you get for defensive, but play it by the seat of my pants. I'll say it has another 5 points of armor class. So, with your bonuses, you need to roll a 20. So, the number doesn't need to be a 20. So, what's your bonus to hit?
For ranged weapons,
Yeah.
+1.
So, you need a 19 or a 20 on the roll.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Which,
he's not going
on
to
the
do that.
upside, does mean that you are guaranteed that if you hit, it'll be a critical hit.
Well, does that mean he just stinks at throwing these things?
Well, it'll be a
At the
potential
moment,
critical.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He rolled a
I
7
rolled a 7 now.
or an
Well,
L.
also, so a 7 really wouldn't have hit the broadside of a barn.
So how did I throw
Right?
this thing?
If you'd thrown higher and still missed, I would have described it as like, oh, it came close, but the thing is so nimble.
Why is he even carrying these things? Like, did you find them on the bus? Like, why?
I got him
like,
at the shop
you-
because I was like, oh, I
No,
need
he
a
paid
ranged
good
weapon.
cash
okay.
money for them.
Right, sure.
You can learn to throw them.
Make sure you pick those things up.
So can I throw a dart and then I guess draw a sword?
Sword.
You can draw your sword, and you'll be able to attack like round after next.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Because it clearly I won't be able to hit it next time either.
Jeez.
new round. The squirrel is beginning to flee. As it flees, since Turla was ready for it, Turla is going to get an attack of opportunity on the squirrel that is fleeing.
Hey.
So, its effective armor class is going to be... Actually, at this point, I'm going to say 13.
Okay, I run up to it with my axe brandished and I say, "Get away from our food!" And I rolled an 11.
What's your bonus to hit with a melee weapon?
+3.
You hit. And make an odd noise. So, roll for damage.
It is a 1d10.
Ooh, that's sizable.
I rolled a 10!
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
death.
Any bonuses to the
the
damage?
squirrel.
From, like, strength?
I have a +2 ability modifier, but I don't see where that would
I
be.
believe that would give you a bonus to damage.
I guess a +2 then?
Okay, then. It is
12 points of damage.
I
I
limping
behead the
away from
squirrel.
you.
No, I don't behead the squirrel.
No, but it's no longer so much running as it is limping.
It's not dead?
No,
This?
it's,
Are you telling me that a 2-foot-tall squirrel has way more hit points than me? Like 5 times as many?
Yes, that is what I am telling you.
Man.
This is the curse of playing a first-level wizard. When you go up in level, that goes away, or diminishes. You're always going to be the weakest member of the party, but at least you won't be weaker than a giant squirrel.
Yeah. Chestnuts, squirrels.
Yeah.
This is
Dragon
exciting.
Mountain squirrels, man.
So, yeah, it's badly injured. This is kind of sad. It's sort of limping away. It's sort of like Still living roadkill.
I'll finish it off humanely.
Oh yeah, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
You
think
can
I-
finish it off humanely.
Maybe I should take a crack at it with my short bow. I'm not going to waste any magic on this thing. Any movement from the... well, I guess we wouldn't know yet. Yeah, I'm going to take a crack at it with my short bow, which is... Alright. So I've got a +1 attack modifier. I roll a 20.
Yep.
12 plus 1 is 13.
That'll hit it.
My damage is a 1d3.
Your damage for your... Is that for your bow?
Oh, no, that's unarmed strike. I'm sorry, 1d6. Thank you. I was like, I don't even have a d3.
happen to
If
have
you were
two.
like a 3-foot tall character with a tiny bow, that might make sense.
4. And do I get any kind of... No.
It stops moving.
Hey, you did it.
Killed it. We're skinning that thing. We're going to eat it.
A chittering rises up from the trees.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was going to happen no matter what I
Thought
did.
that was going to happen.
Well, it's better than if, we blew it.
And now we're ready.
That's right. Well, yeah, chittering from the trees. I wonder if Turla has time to put on her armor. It seems kind of funny. You're standing with a...
I
with an
probably
axe.
do have time to put on my armor at this point.
Right.
Probably.
I'll give it a try.
Okay, you're most of the way through putting your armor on when you hear something hit the ground near you.
Well, that's why there's 2 other people here.
Actually, all of you have good enough night vision that it... roll me a spot check, or... Roll me a search check.
All of us?
Yeah.
Search.
No, I'm going to do spot, because spot's more of an immediate thing.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled a 20.
8.
Well, it's a bummer. I have more of a better search modifier. 13 plus 2.
Okay. Leander and Turla both see that there is a little spiny chestnut
Oh, they're throwing chestnuts at
shell
us.
on the
God.
ground in the middle of the camp, in the middle of the campsite.
Oh, my God.
There are, it looks like 4 squirrels in nearby trees. Only one is in a chestnut tree, but it does look like the other 3 are converging on the chestnut tree.
How does the shield spell work? Would that actually protect me from physical contact with something like that, or would it just...
Yes, it would.
Mitigate damage.
Let me...
So as we learned, each of the chestnuts does about, one damage?
We don't know what it did. 1 to me. I might have gotten lucky.
no.
Yeah, it may do
Okay,
more
just
thrown
does
at
1.
speed, but I don't know.
In this,
So
in
I
this
could get
case,
hit with 3 of these things.
Oh, yeah.
So 4 of those things through 1 every round. I mean, we'd have to be kind of unlucky, but...
Is there cover?
Yeah.
Not where you are.
Right. And the other thing is, our big fighter is Turla. She doesn't have a ranged weapon.
How come nobody
have
warned
a
us about
sling.
vicious, larcenous giant squirrels? We got all this information about,
That's a good question.
somebody would have mentioned
Considering my information said that it was safe outside.
that. Yeah, I guess you failed that.
Well, they
roll.
don't typically attack people.
Unless they
They're
kill
still
one of them.
larcenous.
Well,
That's
and
the
it does say
important-
mostly safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're rodents. Of course they're
I'm
larcenous.
gonna kill him anyway.
So your shield spell that you're wondering about, it creates an invisible, mobile disc of force that hovers in front of you. It intercepts attacks, providing 3/4 cover. So it provides you +7 to your armor class, and a bonus to reflex saves. And it moves out of the way when you attack, so
Okay, good to know.
That's useful.
It's pretty good.
You should cast that.
I
it'll
will when
last
I get a
for
chance.
1 minute per level of the caster.
So it'll last for a minute.
Well, 10 rounds.
Yeah,
That's quite a while in attack time.
sure.
So
It's
the-
not my turn, though.
The adrenaline's pumping. It's been about 12 seconds since this all started. Dun dun. Dun dun.
And the casting
No,
time.
actually, it's been nearly a minute since it already started.
Oh, that's right, 'cause
Since it
there
all
was some-
started.
there was
Actually,
some
I'd say
pause.
We've just been
Just
breathing
over a
heavily and looking at each other a lot. Just
Well,
kinda
she's getting her armor on.
and we're just getting chestnuts thrown at us.
Now you are.
So whenever I get a chance, I would cast that, but I don't know who's.
Okay, next
Shoot.
round.
Should we roll initiative again?
Now I'll save the same initiative.
Well, that sucks.
A chestnut misses you guys by a wide margin.
So they're not very good at this.
So, are you
Do you
going
guys want to flee, or do you want to use ranged weapons on these things?
I think let's do a combination. Let's fight, and then if we get severely injured
Okay.
in the first next 12
By the
seconds,
squirrels.
How high up in the trees are they?
The one in the chestnut tree right now is like 15 feet up.
Let's set fire to all the trees. Anyway, let's not do that.
No.
let's see. So
Whose turn is it first?
Well, Turla
Oh, she
keeps
went
putting on her armor.
Right.
Are you going to cast your shield spell yet?
If we're gonna hang out, I'll cast shield.
Okay, that's
Definitely.
your action.
so the sling I have actually has a better range than the darts. Does that mean it'll be more likely that I hit something?
Let me see. I'd say they're about 25 feet away. I'm just going to say as a ballpark. So with the range of the sling, yeah, you'd be at a 1-point penalty with the darts at that range.
Okay. I'll try the sling.
No penalty for the sling.
Take the sling and whip our stone at these.
Well, you didn't hit yet. We don't know if you hit yet.
hit something. Hit it.
Sounded like you hit something. I don't know.
Okay, so roll to hit. The armor class to hit is 15.
I rolled a 4. But see, this cord got in the way, but I'm not going to roll it again. It was a 4.
So you miss.
Pretty high armor class for an animal.
I have
Without
a
armor.
sling also.
So, back to the squirrels. They rolled a 2. That widely misses you guys.
Just don't step on it, Leodor. It's dangerous.
Yes, I think the bigger danger in the campsite may be that there's random sharp objects underfoot than that you're having these thrown at you at the moment.
Yeah.
You keep putting on your armor. One more round of putting on armor.
What about this guy?
I know I slinged last time.
You're not putting your armor on?
I don't have armor.
Right. So it's my. Maybe I'll use my short bow again. I'm not going to use any more magic.
Okay,
Could
after
use
casting
magic
the
missile,
spell,
though.
you ready your short bow. That's your action this round.
Oh, I have to ready it. Well, maybe I'll cast magic missile. I mean,
can
we're
do
going to have a
that.
chance to rest up before our...
You should, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have all these spells rememorized or whatever, right?
It's
Yeah.
reasonably early in the evening. It's
I'm gonna-
like maybe 1 a.m. You don't have to sleep in too long to get enough rest. And
I'm casting magic missile.
Awesome.
What are you attacking? Which squirrel?
Can you only attack one? Isn't magic missile like 3 fireballs or something?
let me double check the 3rd edition rulebook, but I believe that you only get 1 magic missile if you're casting it as a first level
Oh,
caster.
right.
Yeah, the
gotcha.
higher level you are, the more missiles you can throw.
Right.
I'd like to check if you have your spell components ready.
I do. I have all that stuff.
You haven't memorized, John? You know which ones?
The
So magic
components-
missile requires a verbal and a somatic component.
Yeah.
So just
I don't
words
need
and
any.
gestures.
Yeah. See? So I don't need anything. So, you know what,
Very good.
mister? I'm going to cast it on the, I don't know, the nearest squirrel.
Cast it on the one in the chestnut tree.
Yeah. I'm going to cast it on the one in the chestnut tree.
Yep. Once you're at 3rd level, you'll be able to do a second one. The number of magic missiles that it creates goes up as you level
Oh,
up.
okay.
But being 1st level, you get 1 magic missile.
Will I roll a d20?
You don't need to roll a d20.
Why
Magic
not?
missile always hits.
Nice.
That's the joy of the magic missile.
What's the damage? I don't have that on my sheet.
It only does 1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
But, you know, it's something, and it automatically hits.
Maybe it'll knock it out of the tree.
I rolled a 3, so that's a 4.
The squirrel takes 4 points of damage.
Okay.
See,
It is still in the tree, but
so they have like 15 points of hit points or something.
I'm
least the
starting to
last one
think if, I should keep. My sling only does 1d4 damage, right? So it
Yeah,
takes
it's gonna
4
take us a
times to hit it.
while.
But I do have.
They might run away,
a
though.
daze spell. I could try to daze it. Although my spells tend to go wrong.
That's right.
So
Yeah, we should just keep hitting it with ranged
yeah,
weapons.
I'll use my sling again. 14 plus a 1 for ranged.
you hit.
Alright, that's a 1d4.
So, hypothetically,
Damage.
would it be possible to pick up the chestnuts and sling them back at them?
Remember, I don't think things worked out last time we tried to pick up a chestnut. We just punctured ourselves.
It's an iffy proposition.
1
Okay.
damage.
Just
They're
a
well
thought.
practiced.
Squirrels managed it.
Well, they've had
Squirrels have
practice.
claws. They
It's
can
true.
grip in the claws.
So, squirrels. Second one reaches the chestnut tree.
Oh no.
They miss you by a wide margin. Actually, I should figure out which one of you they're targeting at this point. I'm going to say you because you're the one that had the bright bolt of light shoot out of his fingertips and slam into their friend.
Yeah. Well, I got the shield spell up too.
What's your armor class, by the way?
Oh, it's quite high. Wait,
It
where
is
is
when
it
you're
on
hiding
here?
behind the shield.
Where's-
Yeah.
Oh, it's 11.
Plus 7,
Plus
it's
7.
18.
18.
Okay. Totally missed you by a large margin. And it's back to Turla.
Am I done putting on my armor?
You are done putting on your armor.
Can I use my sling?
Yes, you can use your
Just
sling.
let her use the sling, man.
Okay, I'm
Are
going
you sure
to
you don't
attack
want to,
one
like,
of the ones.
charge them and climb the tree? That would be fun.
I am sure I don't want to do that yet.
It's a
Because
chestnut
I'm
tree.
going to use my sling and attack one of the ones in the tree.
Okay. Roll
The
to
one
hit.
that was already hit, ideally.
Okay.
I rolled an 11 plus 2 to hit. So
That misses.
It's kind of tough to hit these guys.
the sling stone goes wide.
So, Leander.
So I can't. So just so I cast magic missile. I can't cast that again until I memorize my spells.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. Being a wizard, it's rough.
At low levels, wizards are by far the weakest characters. At high levels, they are by far the most powerful characters.
Yeah.
Just got to make it there, buddy.
Well, I could cast Ray of Frost, or I could.
I don't think Ray of Frost has that much of a range. Let me double check for you.
Oh, okay.
You could run forward and cast Ray of Frost, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not doing that though.
You're shielded.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you do have that shield spell in place, and it's going to be in place for a bit.
Yeah. I think I'll just use my short bow on the same one that I targeted the last time.
The range for Ray of Frost.
60 feet.
25 feet. You could just hit it. Ray of Frost
What's the
does
damage on that?
1d3.
Yeah. I'll just use my short bow.
And it's a ranged attack that you actually have to roll for. So
Right. Yeah. I'm going with the short bow.
Okay. Roll to hit.
10. And do I get any? I'll
Range.
get a +1 on that.
Okay.
It's 11.
So
Did I
you
miss?
miss.
Yeah.
I'll just keep using my sling. Let's see.
Keep shooting for the same one I hit.
Oh, 19 plus 1, 20.
Hey,
So a sling.
my sling has a critical
1d4 and a
times
critical
2.
times 2.
Critical is only a 20. So a natural 20. So
Natural
you
20.
don't crit.
Ah.
But
Big naturals.
2 damage.
Okay.
You dinged it with a sling stone.
That one appears to be running away.
Oh, good.
Hooray.
One less
Quick,
squirrel throwing chestnuts at us.
There's 3 of them in that tree now?
Okay. The other one in that tree also runs away. So now
I guess
you
we showed them.
now you still have 2 giant squirrels up in trees, chittering angrily at you, but nothing's throwing things at you at the moment.
Well, we gotta scare these things off. I want to go back to sleep.
Yeah. Let's see. How can I dazzle? I've got detect magic.
Oh yeah, try some kind of like mind
mage
juju on
hand.
them.
Well, if it's my turn, I'll sling another stone at them.
Daze and
One of the ones in the trees.
prestidigitation. That's where
Yeah.
I manipulate
Go right
objects.
ahead.
Do a little magic.
I rolled a 19 total. 17 plus 2.
Roll for damage.
1d4 plus 3. I rolled a 2, so 5 points of damage.
What was the +3 from?
She was just getting creative.
That's what it says. I don't know. My attack modifier or 1d4 plus 3 damage.
Didn't you write that, Chris?
Of course I did. And even if it's wrong,
That
it's
means
right.
it's canon.
Totally.
At least for this week. So, you said it was a total of 5?
Yes.
Okay, another one is fleeing.
Oh, good.
Hooray.
There's one left in a tree that is looking rather lonely and still angrily chittering in that deep, like, chitter.
So it's my turn, right?
It is.
Yes.
But we want it. I think Danilo wants to try some of his stupid magic.
Well, shoot it with your bow. Can't you do
You
that?
shoot it
Okay.
first, you won't have to use a spell.
Sure.
My spells tend to go.
I rolled a 19.
Good job.
And with a short bow, that's a 20.
Okay. You hit it. With 1 arrow, not 3.
It's an echo. It's like a...
What's the damage on that, buddy?
Oh, sorry. I rolled a 2.
Okay. I'm going to say, in the context of the others running away, that 2
Sure.
points is enough to drive that one off.
Sure.
Hooray!
You drove off the giant squirrel.
Do you have a victory sound for us? Number 1 or something.
And stay away!
Geez, guys, I don't know if it's safe to sleep out here anymore. Although we vanquished those squirrels.
Perhaps we should sleep in shifts.
That's all I got for you.
I'd like to investigate the dead squirrel and skin it, potentially.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Skin it in the morning.
No, I'm up for that. What time is it, roughly?
1 a.m., he said.
I said it was about 1 a.m.
The fire, we could char it on the embers and have a nice midnight snack.
I'm all keyed up. Let's skin this thing. You gonna go back to sleep, Turla? We just had an exciting battle. I want to be drenched in blood.
It's the middle of the night.
I want to take stock
Don't
of
worry,
our...
your shirt is still bloody.
Can we
from
take
where you got
stock
hit
of
with the
our
chestnut.
provisions and see what kind of damage or,
Yeah.
like, if anything's
We
missing?
should investigate our gear.
Leodora,
And goods.
is this your first kill?
It looks like it gnawed a hole in the side of a pouch that you had of dried fruit and nuts.
If it's your first kill, Leodora, you must...
You don't think it ate
Drink
that
the
much
blood.
of the dried rations, but, you know, it's annoying that not only did it eat some of them, but it ate like a hole in the side of the bag.
Right.
You have other things you can put it in. It's not that much of a problem, but
Sure, but let's talk about it for a little longer.
Smear its blood on your face, Leodora.
Didn't like get to work fixing that bag. Anyway, actually, I'd kind of like to, with the amount of time we have left, which is immaterial in the game world, maybe we should like. It'd be kind of cool to
Yeah.
Wake up.
Embark.
move forward.
All right.
okay.
So yeah,
So-
we'll put that squirrel carcass on ice. Once again, maybe I should cast alarm. Actually, I'm gonna cast alarm on our campsite.
I'm going to let you guys... okay, you cast an alarm on the campsite. I'm going to let you guys... I'm not going to make you roll to clean the squirrel. Just have that taken care of.
Hooray. Yeah, you got to do it before rigor mortis sets in, you know, otherwise it's not as fresh. Get the blood
You
to
don't
drain.
have to, but yeah, we'll hang it up at least. We'll do a field dressing on it.
Although,
That takes
you
4
know,
minutes.
A dead animal might attract bigger animals than squirrels. What do you
Yeah, then we could get an even bigger animal. Good point.
So, fortunately, you know, there aren't too many predators in the valley because it's patrolled and stuff. That's what they were telling you about. So, you don't have to worry about any of the giant, horrible monsters that could come in the night in Dungeons and Dragons when you leave a dead, dire squirrel hanging up, cleaned in your campsite.
I'm counting on it.
So you wake up in the next morning. Actually, before any of you wake up,
We get some experience for that, don't we?
yes, you will.
A ton.
Hooray.
Not a ton. So Ruth and Moofy arrive.
Oh, did they know where we were? Or they just been wandering around looking for us?
You didn't tell them where you were, but
Do I sense any dark magic?
no, you sense no dark magic.
All right.
Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Was that a dream I had about fighting a squirrel? Did you guys have a weird dream?
The squirrel's over there.
Hey, it wasn't a dream. My dreams are just so poetic sometimes.
Dead squirrel poetry.
Oh,
You should write a ballad commemorating our victory.
Russ is munching on some, looks like dried apples. Once Leodor gets up, after Leodor's had a chance to do his spell memorization and stuff, Russ gives you respectful distance until you've done that, and then he comes over and says, "Thank you very much, Thur. Here, your change." He hands you back 2 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
No need for you to pay for the rest of their debts. I'll collect from them later.
Go pay for what? What debts?
You give me a platinum piece.
Oh, right.
You only owed me 7.5 gold.
Oh, I see. That's mighty white of you.
Russ looks like he's gotten a haircut, and he's cleaned up reasonably nicely. He's a well-kept young halfling man now.
That's great. Does he even know we told him we got a job, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
told
mentioned
him.
that to him.
That's
Okay.
why he came here crack of dawn.
He's ready to
with
go.
Moofy.
And we're ready to go.
So we should fetch our things
Grab that squirrel and put it in the
and head off for
saddlebags.
adventure.
Aren't our things with the mule?
Actually, before any of you woke up, the squirrel was already in the saddlebags.
Nice job, Russ.
Nice.
Yeah. You gonna salt that for us a little bit so it doesn't spoil?
Yeah, salt that up.
I don't have any thought there, but we can see about that in town.
So all
Well,
my
let's-
spells are rememorized, right?
Let's just eat it quickly so before it spoils.
Yep. And you could switch around which spells you have memorized if you prefer, but
No, that worked pretty good. I used Alarm and Magic Missile. And I had a Ray... No, see, Ray of Frost seems pretty lame. Like 1D Thread, rather just use the... I would switch that to maybe either Daze or Dancing Lights. Or
Dancing lights is pretty useful.
yeah,
Definitely keep shield and magic missile though.
I'm gonna switch it to Dancing Lights.
oh, okay.
Is that the meaning of this radio bubble that I should
Yeah.
fill in? Yeah.
So you guys make your way into town. Where
We're gonna meet our crew.
Tola Aram and his crew are readying themselves for the journey. And
Are we near the general store at all?
yes, if you did want to pick something up, you can pick something up. Was
we
there
need to
anything
make sure
specific?
that we're provisioned for the journey and such.
Yeah.
Well, most of your provisions have been seen to. Tola Aram told you that he was covering food and water. His muleteer, mule hand, whatever you want to call them, is helping Russ to load some more stuff onto Moofy.
Okay.
Gosh, you had no idea Mufi could carry quite that much stuff. You guys have barely been
Sturdy
scratching the
mule.
surface of Mufi's capacity. They put over 500 pounds of mule feed
That's a
onto
lot.
Mufi's back.
You okay there, Mufi?
Mufi doesn't seem terribly pleased, but not terribly upset either.
Okay.
It's a heavier load than Mufi is accustomed to carrying. But, you know, he can handle it.
Well, way to go, Mufi.
Okay, Mufi gets 10 experience points. Anyway, so what were you going to the general store for?
Food and drink.
Well, no, because the guy's covering food and
He's
water.
got us covered, Turla.
I want some dwarvish provisions.
Jeez.
All right. Well,
Must
you
be
run off,
nice.
and we'll talk to these
Also, breakfast.
these guys and meet them. Let's eat raw squirrel for breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay, so they decline your offer of raw squirrel,
Huh.
As do I.
and they're also concerned about spoilage since it hasn't been prepared or anything. So
You can get some salt at the
That's why
general
we want to
store.
eat it right away.
So this is about where I'm going to leave things because this seems like a fair place to leave things for next week.
Okay.
So you've done your first combat.
Yeah.
None of you were injured.
We won.
You defeated your enemy. You killed you killed one squirrel and drove off 5 of those foul nocturnal thieves.
Yeah.
You drove off 4 of them. You defeated a total of 5. Congratulations.
I will purchase some salt to cure the squirrel.
I appreciate that. Well, aren't we going to eat it right away?
Yeah, let's fry it up.
Fry it up.
Well, if you're planning on
Fry it
frying
up.
it up, I'll forego the
Or
salt.
tell Russ to fry. Well, obviously we need some salt. We're gonna try to keep the carcass of everything we kill. We're like the Hannibal Lecter of Dungeons and Dragons.
So, you're going to buy a large load of salt.
Okay.
You really should always have salt
If it's
anyway.
requested, I will.
It's pretty.
I appreciate
I'll
that.
pick up some salt.
I mean, if
Someone's going to have
Thank
to
you.
carry it, though.
If we meet an enemy who's injured, we might need the salt to put in their wounds.
I'd be glad to have Mufi carry it.
So, we're going to pick up here with you guys meeting Aram's hounds and starting off into the ruined hills next session.
That's great. Oh, thanks for wrapping it up, Chris.
Any thoughts?
Oh, wow.
We have a moment to
It's
say
true.
random things.
Moment to reflect.
I guess I should recite a poem about our epic battle.
Do you have a poem prepared?
I don't have a poem prepared.
Fire it up then.
I could fire up the old noggin.
The old freestyle machine off the dome. Let's hear it. No, you don't have to do
It's
that.
gonna be a short one.
Let me look in the PSA book.
So can I do a skill check to see how well I should enunciate this poem, Chris? I'm gonna recite a poem. And
Sure, go ahead.
All right. A 1.
Oh, dear.
Roll again.
A 2.
Okay, and what is your bonus for perform poetry?
That's 4. Plus 4. So I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Okay, so when you roll a 20 or a 1, you roll again to confirm. So on a 20, it's potentially a critical hit or a critical success, and you roll again, and if it's even a basic success on what you were trying to do, you've done something exceptional. On a 1, it's the exact opposite. You wanted to succeed rather than fail with your second roll.
Right.
The fact that you failed with both means that this is the worst poem ever.
Very well. We only have 45 seconds to make this up.
You can spend the weekend between composing the most
No, I think it's going to be good to
horrible
lay it to
and
rest.
poorly composed and delivered poem that you can
Maybe the
imagine.
worst poem you can imagine is just a public service announcement about Streets Alive
Well,
Ithaca that happens
we
on
met.
Sunday.
It was a rodent. Then Leodor and Turla did. The squirrel no more.
Oh my God. Stay tuned, folks, for Conference of the Birds. You've been listening to Time Spent Listening on WRFI Watkins Glen, Ithaca.
There once was a dwarf from Frendor.